Hello everyone, welcome back to BioSchool. This is Dr. Gayatri. In the previous two videos, I have explained you CSIR NET 2020 questions, that is from 1 to 30 of part B from evening session. So today's session is the continuation part. In this session, I am going to explain you questions that is from 31 to 50. It's very important to know the explanation of each of the questions. So let's get started. Question number 31. Given below are plots that show changing titers of natural killer cells, cytotoxic T lymphocytes specific to the virus, and interferon alpha and beta during a virus infection. With respect to changing virus titers, select the plot that represent these factors correctly from the option given below. Okay, so let's consider if there is a virus infection. Then which immune system will first come into play? That is the innate immune system, then followed by the adaptive immune system. Okay, the first it will be coming to the innate immune system, that is the non-specific, and then adaptive immunity, that is the specific immunity. So if there is a virus infection, then first non-specific cytokines, that interferon it will be released. So the A, it represents the interferon. So the correct answer, it may be the option 1 or it may be the option 3. Then non-specific cell, it will come into play. The virus infected cytotoxic T lymphocyte, this is the specific cell. So this option is wrong. And option B is the natural killer cell. Natural killer cell, it is a non-specific cell. So the B, it represents the natural killer cells. And the C, with adaptive cell, that is the virus specific cytotoxic T lymphocyte, CTL. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. Question number 32. In trypanosoma, some of the introns generate Y-shaped structure in place of a lariat structure. Such structure is generated during, in which splicing the Y-shaped structure is generated, that is in transplicing. Okay. So this is very common question. Mostly it is asked in trypanosoma that transplicing is observed. So what is transplicing? In transplicing, the exons, two exons, let's consider this is exon 1 and this is exon 2, which are located in two different mRNA. They are spliced together into single mRNA. Okay. So here what will happen? First, the intron, if this is the branch point A, this is this process, it takes place through the two transesterification steps. So in the first step, the branch point which has the A, it will attack the bond which is present between the 3' hydroxyl group of exon and the 5' end of the intron. Okay, so after splicing, this one, it will be joined to the branch point and lead to the formation of Y-shaped structure. And in the next transesterification step, what will happen? The bond which is present in between the 3' end of the intron and 5' end of the exon, they exchange and transesterification with the 3' end of the exon 1. That's why the two exon, they will join together and a Y-shaped trans structure, it gets released. Okay. If it is a cis splicing, then it takes place in a single mRNA that lead to the formation of lariat-like structure, or the intron, it is released as a lariat-like structure. So this one is wrong. And alternative splicing, this one is also wrong. In alternative splicing, different RNA transcripts are produced from a single gene because of change in the alternative splicing. In alternative splicing, the different product are produced from a single gene. And RNA editing, this one is also wrong. So the correct answer is option 2. Next question is question 33. Electron transfer from donors such as NADH and FADH to oxygen occurs in. So this is the oxidative phosphorylation which takes place in the inner membrane of mitochondria. The correct answer is option 3. Okay. Question number 34. Suppression of VPE. VPE, it is not the vascular processing enzyme. It is the vacuolar processing enzyme which is present in the plants. So the suppression of vascular processing enzyme gene expression in Nicotiana plants will not. Okay. So what is the role of vascular processing enzyme? It has the Casper's-like activity. It has a hypersensitive response. So if we suppress the vascular processing enzyme, then the hypersensitive response it will be abolished, as well as the Casper's-like activity will be reduced, and the DNA fragmentation is also reduced. If all these activities are reduced, then it cannot enhance the tobacco mosaic virus infection. So it asks about if there is a suppression of the VPE in the Nicotiana plant, then it will not enhance the tobacco mosaic virus infection. So the correct answer is option 2. Okay. Before answering the question, it's very important to read the question at least twice because it is asking about not. Okay. Okay. Question number 35. A plant that produces a disc-shaped fruit. Okay. One plant, it is producing the disc-shaped fruit. It is crossed with another plant that produces the long fruit. It produces the long fruit. All the F1 plants that give the disc-shaped fruits. When F1 were intercrossed, F2 progeny were produced in the following ratio. 9 out of 16 plants were disc-shaped fruits, 6 out of 16 plants with the spherical fruits, and 1 of 16 plants have a long fruits. Which one of the following option gives correct genotype of the spherical fruit obtained in F2? So it is all about the dihybrid cross, and let's take this one as BB, which is the dominant character, and that represents the small a, small b, and after crossing it will form the capital A, small a, capital B, and the small b. Okay, it is produced in the F1 generation, and then it is crossed, then it is intercrossed. So it is intercrossed. Okay. If it is intercrossed, then what will form in the F2 generation? In F2 generation, it will produce A dash, B dash, A dash, BB, small b, then it may be the small a, capital B, capital B, and small a, small a, small b, small b. Okay, it will be formed in the F2 generation with ratio, dihybrid cross ratio is 9:3:3:1. To form the ratio is 9:3:3:1. So what is asking about? It is asking about the correct genotype of spherical fruits obtained in F2. Okay. So 9:16 plants are the disc-shaped fruits. 6 of 16 are spherical fruits. So 6 of 16 are the spherical fruits. That means it asking about the combination of these two genomes. Combination of these genomes. So let's see the option A dash BB. If it is A dash BB, then it will of the 3 of the 16. Okay, it will form the 3 out of the 16. So this is not the correct answer. A B B dash. This is also the 3 of 16. So this is not. Then it is asking about A dash BB, and AABB. So it is the combination of both. That is the 6 of 16. And A dash B dash A dash B dash it is 9 and A B B it is 1. So this one is 10 of the 16. So which one of the following option gives the correct genotype of the spherical fruit obtained in F2? This is option 3, that is A dash BB and A B dash. This question is little confusing but it's a simple one. Okay. Next question. A plot with which one of the following axes is drawn to exhibit enzyme inhibition kinetics by applying Dixon's plot? So this one it is asking about the Dixon plot. So what is the Dixon's plot? Dixon plot, it is a graphical representation or it is a graphical method for determination of enzyme inhibition. Okay, or the represent the Ki. Represent the Ki. That is the inhibition constant or dissociation constant. Okay, and by applying this Dixon's plot, we will know the type of enzyme inhibition. In this plot, reciprocal of velocity. Okay, Dixon plot. It is the plotting between the plotting of 1 by V against the concentration of inhibitor, against the concentration of inhibitor at each concentration of substrate. Okay, then that will form the different intersecting lines. Produce the different intersecting lines. So in the Dixon plot, here the reciprocal of velocity is plotted against inhibitor concentration. That is correct answer is option 3. Amongst the following, which one of the most appropriate strategy to sequence and assemble highly repeated region of genome? Okay, which one of the most appropriate strategy to sequence and assemble? Okay, for sequencing and assembling highly repeated region of a genome. Shotgun sequencing, it is used for the, it require the unique area within the sequence, so it is not. And Illumina sequencing, the parallel sequence, parallel sequencing, it can sequence the multiple strands at once. 454 sequencing, that is for the para sequencing. So the option which is left is option 4, sequencing of back libraries. Yes, that is used for sequencing and assembly of highly repeated regions. This is for the highly repeated regions of genome. The correct answer is option 4. According to Hamilton's rule, R is coefficient of relateness. R is the coefficient of relateness between two interacting individuals. B is the benefit to the recipient and C is the cost to donor. Which of the following relationship will result in allostatic behavior? So allostatic behavior, it will takes place when the coefficient of relateness and benefit is greater than the cost. So we can write it as R is greater than cost by benefit. This is the Hamilton's rule, and I have a video on Hamilton's rule. You can go through that video. So the correct answer is option 3. Question number 39. Receptor for which one of the following proteins span the plasma membrane of target cells but does not contain intrinsic protein kinase activity? So epidermal growth factor, the receptor is receptor tyrosine kinase. So for the insulin, it is also the receptor tyrosine kinase. Insulin like growth factor, the receptor is the receptor tyrosine kinase, that is RTK. But the growth hormone, the receptor is uh, from the class 1 family of cytokinin. Class 1 cytokinin receptor family. Class 1 cytokinin receptor family for the growth hormone. Okay, class 1 cytokinin receptor family, like that is prolactin receptor, erythropoietin receptor. These are the for growth hormone. So which of the following does not contain intrinsic protein kinase activity? That is option 4, growth hormone. Question number 40. In Africa, AS represents a carrier of sickle cell anemia. A and S, it represents the carrier, where A is the allele for normal hemoglobin. It is the normal. A represents the normal. AS, it represents the carrier, and S for the sickle cell hemoglobin. S represents the sickle cell. Okay. So if the allele S is maintained at high frequency in same population, this represents a case of, okay, if in a population the S allele it is maintained in high frequency. So if the allele S it is present in the homozygous condition, then it will cause the sickle cell anemia. So it cannot be present in the homozygous condition. So it will be present in the heterozygous form. If it will be present in the heterozygous form, so there will not the sickle cell disease, also there will not the malaria, and that will be maintained in high frequency in the African population. So the correct answer is heterozygote advantage. Okay, because in African population there is a high chance of malaria. If the A is present, then that will cause the malaria. If S is present, then it will cause the sickle cell anemia. Then if it is present in the heterozygote condition, then there will be no malaria or the sickle cell anemia, and it is maintained in high frequency at a heterozygote condition in African population. Question number 41. Dr. Ralph M. Steinman was awarded Nobel Prize for his discovery on, okay, Dr. Ralph M. Steinman, um, he got Nobel Prize in the year 2011, okay, for discovery of role of dendritic cells in adaptive immunity. And the Ralph M. Steinman, he is a Canadian physician. He got a Nobel Prize in the year 2011 for role of dendritic cell in adaptive immunity. So the correct answer is option 4. Question number 42. In which one of the following subcellular organelles is serine synthesized during the oxidative photosynthetic carbon pathway? Okay, C2 pathway, or it is also called as the photorespiration pathway. And the photorespiration, it is a very harmful pathway for the plants, and it is asking about in which subcellular organelles serine is synthesized. Okay, the C2 pathway, it takes place through the 3 cell organelles, that is chloroplast, peroxisome, and in the mitochondria. So in chloroplast, first will happen the Rubisco ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. This is a bifunctional enzyme which has both oxygenase and carboxylase activity. So first of all, in photorespiration, it plays its oxygenase activity, lead to the formation of 3 carbon compound phosphoglycerate, which will enter into the Calvin cycle, and a 2 carbon compound, that is phosphoglycolate, which is formed in the chloroplast. Then it will convert it into glycolate. It will move to the peroxisome, then it will form the glycosylate, then glycosylate it will convert it into glycine, then glycine it will move into the mitochondria, where the glycine it is converted into serine molecule. Okay, so Where the serine is synthesized during oxidative photosynthetic pathway? It is synthesized in the mitochondria. The correct answer is option 2. Question number 43. If bird song is selected to maximize broadcast range and to minimize degradation. Okay. If bird song is selected to maximize is the broadcast range. If broadcast range is maximized, so its wavelength is increased. Wavelength increased. If wavelength is increased, then the frequency it will be decreased. Frequency decreases. And the sound degradation it will be minimized. If the sound degradation it is minimized, then the bandwidth it should be narrow. Bandwidth. If the bandwidth is wide, then that will be lead to degradation of the sound. So to minimize the sound degradation, the bandwidth should be narrow. Then according to acoustic adaptation hypothesis, which of the following combination of features is likely to be shown by birds singing in dense forest? So it will be the frequency, it will be low frequency. So it may be the option 1 or option 3. Option 2, option 4 are wrong. Then option 1 it is the narrow bandwidth, low frequency with narrow bandwidth. Low frequency with wide bandwidth, then that leads to the degradation of the sound. So this option is also wrong. So the correct answer is option 1. Question number 44. The 50-kilometer wide Palghat Gap is the only major topographic bridge in the Western Ghats. This gap continues as a Rontasar Gap in the Angova escarpment. In which country is the Rantosa Gap located in? Rantosa Gap it is located in Madagascar. It is option 2. This one is the direct question and it's a little hard. Okay. This is the very simple and a very easy question. You can answer it without reading the question also, right? So it is a survivorship curve. In the survivorship curve, it is asking about the animal which is present in the A, B and the C. So A it represents the type 1 survivorship curve. This one is the type 2 survivorship curve and this is the type 3 survivorship curve. So in type 1 survivorship curve, the animals which are present, they have the low mortality rate at earlier stage and the mortality rate increases during the later stage and it is represented by the human and all the primates. Okay, human and the primate. And survivorship curve 2 its mortality rate it is independent of the age. Survivorship curve 3 it represents the mortality rate is higher. Mortality rate is higher in the early stage and that gradually declined at the later stage. Okay, so the type 1 it represents the elephants. Okay, A is the elephant. Is the okay. We can say that this one is the correct answer and B it represents the lizards and the oyster. They are present by survivorship curve 3. So the correct answer is option 1. Question number 46. In mammal, the primary circadian clock is located in which of the following parts of the brain? Circadian clock it is located in the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It is option 3. Where the suprachiasmatic nucleus is present? It is present in the anterior region of hypothalamus. Okay, and that is the pacemaker of circadian rhythm. So the correct answer is option 3 for the question number 46. 47. Which of the following statement is correct with reference to ecotone? So what is ecotone? Ecotone it defines the transition area between the two ecosystem. Okay, so let's consider this is the ecosystem A and this is the ecosystem B. So the transition area which is present in between the two ecosystem it is known as the ecotone region. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4. It defines the ecotone are the transition areas between the two ecosystems and have the greater number of species than either of the neighboring communities, and in the ecotone region always the community or the species number it will be higher as compared to the ecosystem A and the ecosystem B. Erythromycin is an inhibitor of protein synthesis. It acts by in prokaryotes. Okay, it is the inhibitor of protein synthesis in prokaryotes, and it binds to the larger subunit, and the function is that by binding to the larger subunit erythromycin, it is the inhibitor of the prokaryote. It binds to the larger subunit and it inhibits the elongation. Inhibit the elongation of protein synthesis. So let's see the options. Binding to the 30th subunit of bacterial ribosome? No, because it will bind to the largest subunit of prokaryote, that is the 50th subunit, not the 30th subunit. So this one is wrong. Binding the 50th subunit of bacterial ribosome, thus inhibiting translocation. Inhibit the translocation. Inhibits peptidyl transferase activity of eukaryotic 60S ribosomal subunit? No. Causes premature chain termination by acting as an analog of amino acyl tRNA in both prokaryote and eukaryotes. This is not by the erythromycin, this is by the pyromycin. So this one is also wrong. The correct answer is option 2. Erythromycin binding to the 50S subunit of bacterial ribosome and inhibit the translocation. Question number 49. The maximum frequency of recombination that can occur between two loci is, this is the direct question, and the answer is it's a 50%. If the two loci are located in the same chromosome that are far away from each other, or they may located in the different chromosome. So the maximum recombination frequency is 50%. Question number 15. This is the last question. Which one of the following routes is responsible for maximum amount of body heat loss in humans at an ambient temperature of 21 degree centigrade? So 21 degree centigrade is the cold temperature. Okay. So there is a no chance of heat loss through the respiration. So this is the wrong. And urination and the defecation for the heat loss. This one is wrong. Vaporization of the sweat at the 21 degree temperature and the sweat one is not related, and this option is also wrong. So the option which are left is radiation and the conduction. Yes, in the 21 degree centigrade temperature, the heat it will be lost through the physical contact, that is through conduction or by the radiation. The correct answer for this question is option 1. This is a very simple question. It is not related to any botany, zoology or any topic. This question is very simple, and you can answer it by applying your general knowledge. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I recommend you to go through all the videos which I have uploaded. You will definitely find it useful. If you like this video, then please do share and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye. See you in my next video.